Peace, love, and light, everybody. This is Poseidon of Poseidon Deep Astrology. This is my astrology page where I talk about spirituality and matters of the heart, matters of the spirit, matters that create the fabric really of our human existence, and how we basically explore through our day-to-day life. I look to uncover and penetrate those things that really bind us together and make us one as humanity. And this is going to be the new moon in Gemini video that I'm posting for the collective, just to take part in, and also for me to share my experience with you all and give you guys some advice and give you guys some tack on how to deal with this new moon in Gemini. So when we're talking about new moon in Gemini, we're talking about a time of planting seeds. We're talking about a time of setting intention. We're talking about a clean slate in order to cause something to grow. New moons are a time where we can really be interactive and really use the universe, you know what I'm saying, for what it is, and create safe grounds for us to manifest intentions. This is the practicality. This is how the new moons work. They are progressive cycles in which we can start to expand our mind and start to expand the vision and grow. New moons are time for growth. And what I want to say about this new moon in Gemini, which is the mutable air, the third sign of growth, change, communication, interaction, we have to be very careful at this time not to project anything on other people. You know, this is a new moon that's solely about self-talk and how we speak to ourselves. And with this new moon, we want to really gauge our intentions. We want to, you know, there's this move, like, you know, there's a movement going, and we want to make sure that we're in alignment. This new moon in Gemini will help us to really reap the benefit of getting in alignment, and the way we speak, changing the narrative. You know, we want to change the narrative, and the way we change the narrative is to look at things differently. You know, if you want things to change, sometimes you have to change how you see things. A lot of times it's not what you see that is blocking you, it's how you're seeing something. And so with this new moon in Gemini at 12 degrees on June 3rd, the 3-3 energy is helping us to grow. And we could, you know, 33 is the number of the master teacher. And so when we think of 33, we're talking about growth, we're talking about perfection, we're talking about harmony, we're talking about connection, we're talking about oneness within. We're talking about very high spiritual energy. And with this new moon, I just want to impart you guys a gift of love. I want to give you guys a gift of love and a gift of grace and a gift of mercy, because we all have been through very bad things, but now it's time to get over these stories and start to really plant new seeds in our subconscious and move forward. Point blank period. This new moon in Gemini is really about moving forward and moving forward on a better trajectory, you know, getting on a better rise. I'm feeling like this energy of, you know, of course flying, because this is mutable air. So we're talking about flying, we're talking about freedom, we're talking about freedom of expression. So what a lot of the things that Gemini deals with is freedom of expression, freedom of ideas, freedom of speech, you know. And so within these, you know, is the paradigm. This is where the paradigm is shifting. You know, and so why is the paradigm shifting though? What is it about the new moon? What is it about the Gemini energy that can cause a paradigm shift? Well, you're talking about marketability. You're talking about upsell. You're talking about the wittiness. You're talking about communication. You're talking about gathering new measurements, new ideas, new ways of seeing things, new navigation system. You're talking about technology. You're talking about your car. You're talking about all these things that have a progressive fashion within the way we communicate, the way we sell things, the way we trade, what's commercial. All these things are formulated within the characteristic and the archetype of Gemini. The ruling planet of Gemini is Mercury. Okay, we got Mercury. So Mercury. You're also talking about, when you break Mercury down, you're talking about the Merkaba. You're talking about the light body. If you read about in the Bible, Ezekiel, the chariot of Ezekiel, is the light body. The chariot of Ezekiel basically was the light vehicle, or the spaceship that transcended Ezekiel into the glory of God. He was transcended into the glory of God. Also remember Enoch. Think of Thoth. Think of the concept, the archetype of Thoth. One of the major archetypes of Gemini, the major representative of the archetype of Gemini, would be Buddha. If you're familiar with the teaching of Buddha, you know that one of his sayings was, there are three things that cannot long be hidden. That is the sun, that is the moon, and that is the truth. And so when we're talking about the sun, the moon, the truth, we're talking about duality, but we're also talking about transcending duality. So one of the many lessons of Gemini that they have to deal with, one of the ways that they play, in between the lines of life, they play within the lines of duality. Gemini is the twins. You have the light twin and you have the dark twin. This also corresponds with the concept of male and female, the sun and the moon. At the end of the day, three things will not be hidden for a long time, no matter how much darkness there is. There's the sun, there's the moon, and there's the truth. And so that is the big theme of this of Gemini period. When we're taking of Gemini, when we're taking in, the aspects of the characteristics of Gemini, it's about being able to discover. The third sign of Gemini, representative of the third house of communication, or of our siblings, which really this is a lens in our life. This is the lens that we look through when it comes to learning how to communicate, when we're learning, when we're writing, speech, shapes and symbols, how we interact and relate to people in our home, in our street, our school, where we go, like the short distance travel, on our bike, in our car, all those things, these are all things these are all aspects and tools that create the Geminian aspect, which is what is being acknowledged right now, is our form of communication, our special way of communication. So this has a lot to do with how we are, I'm hearing in my head, like upscaling, and how we are perfecting and bettering our skills and utilizing our skills and utilizing our time. Okay. And, how we're changing the narrative, how we're changing our storylines, let me think right now about any major aspects that are being made to this new moon. The only major aspect that I would highlight for this new moon in Gemini, like any helpful aspects, would be, if you have any heavy or prominent Aries energy, or any prominent Leo energy, or any prominent Sagittarius energy, or if you are within the mutable square, Pisces, Sagittarius, or Virgo, or yourself, you're a Gemini, I would just utilize this new moon energy to better your self-talk and to gain new perspectives, and maybe to even do some research, reading books, reading things that make you think about life in a different way, that make you think about your situation or your circumstance in a different way. One of the many lessons of Gemini is, that childlike wonder, maintaining that childlike wonder. And the square that it makes to the Pisces energy, basically is asking us, do you truly believe that things can be better? Do you truly believe that things can change? Because when we're talking about the third sign, and we're talking about the number 3, we're talking about growth, we're talking about expansion, we're talking about new ideas, we're talking about luck, we're talking about connection, and we're also talking about wholeness, really painting the picture, and really like gathering the details, to see the bigger picture. This is a opportunity where, Because when you're talking about the mutable air, you're talking about air which is not attached to anything. You're talking about a detached awareness. Um, but the main thing to understand about that I love is the awareness part, because you know I feel like in the last 2 years I've been made so much more aware of my own habits, my own mental capacity of thought, my own way of communicating and feeling into things. Has been has been progressed and overcome, because this is my moon sign. I have moon in Gemini. um I forget what degree, I need to look at that. But with that being said, this is my energy, and so with this, I have to clear my own throat chakra. I'm working on clearing my own throat chakra and making it, even making this part of me more available, opening up, opening up. I'm hearing opening up my time, opening up new timelines. This is an opportunity to open up new timelines and to really, really gain advantage over a situation. Gemini is the trickster. It wants to trick you into thinking. It wants to trick you into thinking, in a way. Just if you can let that marinate, trick you into thinking, if that even makes any sense. The Gemini new moon energy is here to help us gain new perspectives and to broaden our awareness and to take a chance, to see what it is that we can invent and what pathways of thought can be formed, what pathways of thought can be saving grace, even within certain confinements and convention. How can we create a new way to navigate out of convention, if that makes sense? And so two of the chakras that are being emphasized for this energy is the heart and the throat chakra, because I believe that, Gemini has a lot to do with our heart, and our heart capacity. Our capacity to love is being enlarged, and that is something that the human race is becoming more attuned to, is our heart chakra and our capacity to love and our capacity to believe. And so within that capacity, there's more, with more capacity, there's more freedom. So a lot of what Gemini is asking us to do, with this new moon is asking us to do, is where can we create more freedom? Where can we create more freedom within speech? Where can we create more freedom within our creativity? Where can we create more pathways of connectivity, that is not bound to certain structures and old ways of thinking, outdated ways of thinking. We have to come more fully into ourselves, and as I speak this, I know that I'm coming more fully into myself. I know that I'm becoming much more self-actualized in this energy, and that in this space there is something that is really ready to enlarge and advance and expand. This is a time to think but also think rationally, to get out of emotionality and get out of long held emotional drive, feeling emotional from a place, like being driven by a place of emotion. And emotion is good. But sometimes, when you're too emotional, it helps you from seeing the facts, and it keeps you from seeing the logic. And a lot of times we don't want to see ourselves, and that's why we can keep our emotions, so close to our chest, and we gain value and influence from things that are so emotional, but don't really have any standing in real time where our future is. This is about going towards the future. This is kind of that breaking point where we kind of break through illusions and we start to see what we have and what we can gather, what we can really use to make things make sense. And so I know, me in particular, I'm looking to invent new ways of thinking around what it is that I consider to be my hidden value, creating more value around things that are dear to me, but maybe are hidden to others. If there are dreams that you have, if there are things that you find are valuable to you. Like if you want to start a new business, if you feel like you are an inventor and a creator, say you're a writer, and say you're an astrologer who wants to bring up new concept of astrology, or you feel like you have a concept that you feel is valuable to you, but maybe there's not a framework around it. This is where we start to build framework and curriculum and new ways of communicating and accessing, accessing information, creating new databases and frameworks around how we see things and what we believe is possible, And so this is all going to take time. This is all going to take a commitment to love, a commitment to love and to see the bigger picture. So in this energy, we have a paradigm shift, which really is just a change in perspective. The paradigm shift when you shift your perspective. The paradigm shift has to start in you first. Invention. Gemini is a scientist. So this is a very, very playful time. This is a time to really, really discover new things and to kind of step outside of yourself. This is a time where you can really step outside of yourself and become more invested in other things. Other things, new things. This is a time of new beginnings, of relationships, where relationships can be mended and recreated. And not even just one-on-one relationships with physical people, or just how you even relate things in your mind. Just the different pathways and how you open up, parallel universes within your own psyche, within your own perspective. We have to start somewhere, and so it starts with the word. In the beginning, there was the word, right? And so when we're talking about communication, we're talking about creativity, we're talking about the word. We're talking about the word, and we're talking about sound. We're talking about our neurological system. We are talking about creation. Because Gemini, ultimately what Gemini is a creator. Gemini is a conscious creator. And the way I prove this is going back to that childlike stance that we had when we're always children. We're always children of God, no matter how, we grow and measure and tax the physical body. We are children, from the beginning to the end, we are children, and we're all here to grow and learn. So even as a child, like me, for example, I would make up little special words out of nothing, like out of words that I would already hear. Like if I'm hearing like I would take the word apples and bananas and I would say apples and bananas. And even those little quirks right there was me creating. And I'm sure many of you have experienced the same thing. We've all been a child at one point in our lives. And it's all about creating your own signature. This is kind of about this is an opportunity where you can create your own signature style of communication, or learn a new language, or play with different, I'm hearing artifacts, different forms of art. There's a lot of just creativity going on. Me as an up and coming astrologer, me being a student of astrology and a student of what I feel is the truth and what I feel is the future. I'm coming up with new ways and new signatures just organically. Gemini is very, very organic. It's about organic connection, and it's about meeting people where they're at too. Having that openness and having that freedom to be able to go into any area and just transition. I'm looking at this as a point of transition. Very, very Two of Pentacles type of energy, where we're opening ourselves up to new possibilities. And we're in the month of June. This is the first day of June, and I'm making this video. The moon is in the last decan of Taurus, which the last decan of Taurus is ruled by Saturn. So right now, everything we're doing is about, if you're feeling blocked, and I'm speaking like this because, let's be honest, I'm feeling a little blocked right now. And the only way I get unblocked is by speaking, and by speaking the truth. So this is the same thing for everybody. You know, we all need to speak our truth. We are gods. You know, we are gods. And, you know, there's so much that I have not said because I feel like there hasn't been enough curriculum or enough safety or enough navigation specialty created around what it is that I feel like I want to give to the world. And so for me, I've been struggling in my own mind and psyche, working to become unblocked from um, the past, and what I feel has been the object of my own oppressions and self-doubt. Self-doubt has been something that is an objective weight. And now in this mutable air energy, we have to get unblocked. We have to become unweighted and unbound to certain people, places, and things and storylines that we built up, maybe for the sake of maintaining character, influence, maybe for the sake of maintaining a reputation, maybe for the sake of maintaining a job. We have to start getting rid of weighted influences, and obligation. With the Gemini energy, it's very unbound to things. That's why a lot of people, from what I'm hearing, I don't know if this is true or not, but I would like to think, that I can present this information and get the response from it, right? And so, when I say that Gemini is like the most hated sign, that's kind of true. I'll say from my own experience as a Gemini moon and dealing with a Gemini sun, I can tell you that for me, I was bewildered. I was out of sorts. The Gemini energy, if you don't know how to go with the flow and become mutable and adaptable, you can get very, very confused by the Gemini energy, and so even with the logical aspect of it, there's a lot of tricks, twists, and turns, and a lot of rabbit holes that Gemini can and will go down. And so a lot of this energy is that energy of, that Alice in Wonderland even, kind of taking things for what it is, and kind of just kind of going with the wonder, going with the wonder of life. It's just that wonder. We're needing to step into a new space of childlike wonder so that we can make new discoveries and so that we can make new progressions. We have to progress as a society. And I feel that me as an individual here, as Poseidon of Deep Astrology, this page was originally called Gemini Moon Astrology. And, I feel like I want to go back to that. I feel like I've had to reinvent myself and realign so many times. And so it's like, for me, I guess I'm asking the question also with this new moon, now who am I? And what is it that I'm moving towards? Who am I now? This is a good time to ask yourself questions. Who are you now and what are you moving towards? If you've been through negativity, if you've been through pain, this is the point where you can find a way to take that pain and deliver something new. Take that pain and create a business out of it. And I'm talking to myself much more than I am talking to you guys too. What I'm doing here is doing nothing but sharing, my experience so that other people can have a safety net as well to be able to talk about their experience. If you're not in a place where you can feel safe and free to express yourself, you must create a space where you can do that, or you must find people, find friends, and partners, people that can help you to navigate certain things. Like, this is not a time to be weighed down by anything. This is not a time to hold on to anything. This is a time to be free and to let things go and let things come what may, kind of come what may energy, and seeing how you can being able to see new things and being able to see new patterns, being able to see new forms. You can't do that by holding on to things. So this is where we become the inventor and the scientist of our life, getting down, 10 toes down, finding out the information, being open to new information, being open to receive. And I'm hearing strongly soulmate energy. This is the sign of the lovers, and, kind of just becoming more free, playing, just playing with life, playing We want to play. We want to play. Okay, you want to play. You know, you want to take your experiences, good, bad, and different, ugly, whatever, and you want to play with it. You know, this is the time where you can really, really play with it. And then we have, you know, the guidance from Archangel Raphael, which is the healer magician of air. So really, really call on the energy of Raphael and ask for his guidance, ask for his touch, ask for his teaching, ask for his breath. You want to imagine and you want to center that green healing energy, that green heart chakra energy. That is Raphael's energy. And you want to ask for guidance, and you just want to ask for love and healing, okay, from Raphael. Meditation, you know, meditation. And becoming one with yourself, becoming one during meditation by activating and engaging with your own neuropsychosis, your own neurological, you know, you want to do different mudras, you know, to activate certain organs. This is what Gemini is. Gemini is the light body vehicle. You know, it's this is the energy, this is the realm where you know, people are getting their cars tuned up, you know, technological things, technological advancement, repair, you know, getting your car checked, getting a tune up, you know, all those things, with the travel, the commerce, all those things are aspects of the Gemini energy. So this is a tune up for our mind, body, and soul. This is really, really a time of healing. You know, more than anything, people really don't really realize how healing of an energy Gemini is. This is a very, very healing energy because we can really, really take what we've been through and create something brand new, create a new concept, you know, create completely new concepts, completely new narratives, becoming the storyteller of your life, playing within the lines of your own story and seeing where you can laugh and where you can make something out of nothing. You know, and this is really, really about believing that things get better and that there are possibilities out there. And this is a time of magic. You know, Gemini is also the magician. You know, it's the magic that we work. It's the magic that we consciously create. But the only way that we can become conscious of the you know, become aware of it is to let go of what no longer serves us, the storylines that no longer serve us at all. For the new beliefs, the possibilities that are coming. For eyes have not seen, nor ears have heard, the things that God's prepared for those that love him. And that's a scripture from the Bible that I love. Okay. So, you know, you want to be brave here. You know, dissolving conditions. This is the Neptune trine, or rather this would be the Mercury. You know, Mercury made a square to Neptune earlier on this week, and this was a point of was a point of change. I'm also hearing a point of resistance. It was a point of resistance. Like, okay, imagine what this Gemini energy is, you know, just imagine an elastic band, you know, being pulled, and it's just elongating itself. It's stretching itself, you know. This is a stretch for many people. A lot of us are having to really open up to new psychic awareness, you know, like there are dimensions and portals opening. And, you know, when I say that dimensions and portals are opening up, we're literally opening up new timelines, opening up new portals of transformation, of destiny. That this is a point where destiny can truly, truly change. Like, this is a point of destiny. This is a point of destiny. Seeing things in a new way, rewriting the narrative. The Mercury square Neptune was a healing. It was a healing resistance, if that makes sense. You know, sometimes you got to be stretched. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to open up. You know, you got to stretch in order to let in new things in. So, you know, it really, really, really pays to relax. Like, people really, really don't understand. And maybe I'm just speaking this because there's someone who needs to relax. I really don't know why I'm saying all of this. Like, I'm just going with the flow. I'm just going with the flow, y'all. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm here sharing. I'm just sharing, okay? I'm sharing. but this is my experience. So we got the Buddha, we got tantric sex, and we got alchemy. Okay. Now these are things that I'm more so have been researching for myself to understand with this new moon and how I can best work this energy. But alchemical processes, tantric sex, those are concepts to think about and to implement into this new moon of how to grow and change yourself and set intentions. Either with a partner or yourself, you can perform tantric sex, which really is more emphasis on meditative techniques during sexual experiences. It has less to do with, it promotes holding back your seed. And so, yeah, this is a lot of what I'm feeling too is, people beginning new awareness just about the mind, the body, and the soul. This is a very revolutionary new moon, and I'm stuttering a lot, as I always do, because I feel like there's so much I want to talk about. And, I know that these videos are trippy because I'm just kind of coming out the woodworks, kind of out of the dark, talking about things that I'm experiencing and that I want to know more about. So I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on anything. I'm just a vessel of truth, okay? I'm just a vessel of truth. And so this is a point of no return. This is a point of destiny, and this is a point of evolution. This is a point of growth, new mindsets, new perspectives. This is the paradigm shift. This is the point to where whatever it is inside of you that you need to bring out, you need to bring it out for others to see so that we can start to create new awareness around it. Like, gotta do it. So I'm going to go ahead right quick and I'm going to do some tarot and I'm going to do angel cards. So let's first go ahead and get an angel card out, and I'll pull one tarot, maybe a couple. Spirit, we ask you for guidance right now. We ask you for pleasure. We ask you for love. We ask you for safety. I'm hearing in my head Archangel Michael, the presence of Archangel Michael. What is it that we need to know? What is it that we need to pay attention to? What is going to be our saving grace for this new moon in Gemini? And how can we best utilize this energy? How can we become unblocked? So that we can see where we need to place our faith this go round. And I got, oh damn it, let me get my light, y'all. I have outdoors. Okay, this is outdoors. So what this is telling me is that more of you, this is Archangel Jophiel, by the way. Go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. This is the Gemini energy coming through. Outdoors. Taking more appreciation for outdoor scenery. So, scenery, new scenery. A lot of us are needing new scenery right now. We need new scenery. We need a new breath of fresh air. Look at me, y'all. I'm a stumbler. Like, I'm a stutterer. I'm working on it, okay? That's probably something I'm really working on during this whole Gemini transit. The Sun, Mercury getting ready to come out. This is going to be my task, is to become much more understandable and much more defined in my speech. That is a goal I'm setting. So don't kick a man while he's down. Y'all seeing me in my beginning stages, okay? Y'all seeing me in my new beginning stage. So don't beat me up too bad, all right? But thank you for the support. But Archangel Jophiel is telling us to go outside, get some fresh air. We need new creative ideas. Point blank, period. Go outside, breathe in the fresh air. In order to relieve yourself of stress, you must become focused on the best, okay? You have to become focused on success, but being focused on success doesn't mean hard work and labor necessarily. A lot of times being focused on success means being focused on your own mental health and being focused on the breath. We need to create new patterns around success, and the Seven of Cups came out. The Seven of Cups came out. So, divine, divine. I'm always excited when I pull the Seven of Cups because that signifies magic to me, and it also signifies Neptune. That is the energy of Neptune in Pisces. That illusion, that dream, that in and out feeling of kind of being within reality but not within reality. It's almost like where things are starting to become dissolved and submerged. You know, you can gain new opportunities and new insights and new colors and new schemes. This new moon will be an opportunity to okay, so I'm seeing an image of like streams. Like imagine different streams of thought. So imagine there's one water source, right? And you know, in one water source, it has to be like coming from somewhere. Or just imagine like different channels of water, you know, different canals of water coming in to meet one place. So with the Seven of Cups, this could be you going on a night out. This is the energy of going out at night, having some drinks, chopping it up, and it's kind of like you kind of say, you know what? Have you ever thought about bungee jumping? You know, or some crazy shit like that, or like saying some high ass shit, like getting high and being like, hey man, why is 6 afraid of 7? Or just saying something completely stupid, but it's the energy of almost kind of, you know, just going with the flow of life and allowing that come what may feeling to come through. You know, there's this opportunity to connect in a new way with the Seven of Cups. You know, the Seven of Cups is all about having a different emotional navigation system. So for many of us, we're seeking new pleasures. Like the only way we can get out of our head is to seek something new to put our attention on. And so with the Seven of Cups coming up, this is telling me that there is this stream of influence. Like there's a stream of influence. This could have to do with, you know, you taking new drugs. For those of you who are interested in, you know, transcendence and you know, this could be a point of transcendence. You know, I look at all the mutable signs as points of transcendence. You know, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. They're all portals. You know, the mutable adaptability, that's a portal. So what this is telling me is that the Seven of Cups, there's opened up some portals. There's some divine the divine alignment coming on. This is a point to get in alignment in a new way and get in alignment on your soul path, you know. This is all about widening the scope of thought and getting more on a soul path mergence. You know, there's this mergence that's happening now, you know. And let's go ahead and get 2 more. Son of Cups. Son of Cups coming out. Ten of Swords. Okay. I'm hearing in my head Liberty Mutual. I'm hearing in my head Cosmic Convention. Okay. So, astrology. All I'm going to say is, okay, check your Pisces houses, please. Check your Cancer houses and check your Scorpio houses. Check wherever it is that contains the most water. Wherever you have planets and energy of water, you need to like check that, and you need to like make a checklist of everything that you don't want to feel. Like make a checklist of everything that you want to feel, how you want. Like this new moon is a good time to make lists. And this is about making clear to the universe what it is you want and what it is you don't want. You know, make a list of the things you want and write it down and keep it. And the things that you don't want in your life, burn it. So with the Son of Cups coming through, this is the energy of a new beginning. This could also be a person, you know, but the energy of it is a person who, in a way, has a different framework, an emotional framework of giving. Like it's all about giving, and I'm hearing giving and receiving. You know, there's a new energy signature. You know, there's a new way to connect. You know, with the Son of Cups, it's the water sign. It's the emotions. It's also the subconscious. It's the feeling, right? And so with the Son of Cups, you know, the Son of Cups is very artistic, creative individual. And in this deck, he almost looks like he's coming up with something to say. You know, he's coming up with a new witty line. You know, he's trying to attract that girl with a new witty line, or attract them with his mystique, you know? So this is definitely Pisces energy coming through with the Son of Cups. There's definitely Pisces energy coming through. So wherever Pisces is in your chart, check that, because I'm feeling a lot of soulmate energy. I am feeling weights being lifted, and I'm hearing new love. Like it just feels like a new love, and it feels like a chance to dance anew, you know, to become unraveled again in a new spice, you know. For many of you, this could be food. You know, if anybody here is a chef, or is in the food industry, and I'm tasting in my mouth like spices right now, like a kind of Cajun seasoning. I can taste that right now, and it's almost like, it's like we want to whip up a new meal. Like, you know, like I feel like a lot of people that are watching this channel are very, very smart. Okay, like you know something, you have a dream deep in your heart, you have a dream, and there's something that you want to emote and evoke, you know, and it's about just doing it, you know, like Gemini just does it, you know, it's that Nike, just do it, swish, okay. But you want to gain clarity, and you want to be in yourself, you want to be in your emotional body, you want to be in that swag, you know. This is not a time to lay low and to be, you know, dragging ass and to be, you know, half-assed with anything. You know, this is well, even though that's kind of is one of the other epitomes of Gemini, is they don't half-ass what they care about, but when they're just going through life and they're just trying to figure out the information, and you know, they're in that jack of all trades energy. You know, it's kind of like that energy where you will leave things half done just so you can get to the next thing. But it feels like in this time, like you're wanting to carve out a new signature of love. You know, with the Son of Cups, I'm hearing in my head purple advancement. I'm hearing Prince's Purple Rain right now in my head. So music, become involved with music and become involved with new measures of music, you know, new timeline shifts. Very, very magical time. Almost in a way where I'm trying to speak out this energy, but it's almost like something else needs to come through, you know? Something needs to come through. And then we have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups coming out. Wow. Wow. So astrology is changing, you guys. Like, we're making advancements. Like, I can't even contain this message for this new moon in this video because it's so you want to get with some folks and some people that make you feel good. And soulmates, like, this is a time for soulmates, not just romantic lovers relationship, but soulmates, period. Friendships, connections that really, really matter to you. You know, with Gemini, it's all about the connections that really, really matter to them. You know, they're just about connecting. Okay, it's about connections that matter and that kind of multiply and bubble into something that everyone can then eat from. That is the spirit of Gemini. You know, is really about making it okay for everybody to gather into. You know, it's not at the core of Gemini, it's not selfish. You know, even though they can have very, very selfish ways about them, you know, with the Aries energy, you know, and with the mutable energy making them seem very, very unreliable and just kind of very, very flighty and fleeting, trying to get to the next thing, leaving things undone, unfinished. You know, so this is really a time to gain clarity and to only become aware of the connection that really matter to you right now. You know, the Son of Cups is so baffling to me because I feel like the Son of Cups in a way is a little bit of a trickster. Like, the Son of Cups in a way is there's a little bit of deception because it's kind of about offering something new from a place of, like, even with, like, okay, with the Son of Cups, the Pisces energy, even the deception is integrity. Does that make sense to you all? Like, even the deception is integrity. You know, we all got to use a little bit of deception. You know, what do you think, you know, when you go apply for a job, you know what I'm saying? There's deception there too, you know, because it really is all about just saying the right things to be able to get in the door. And so with this Son of Cups, I almost feel like there's this saying, like, you know, it's almost like I'm hearing say it like you mean it, or like it's like say it like you mean it, so that you can get in the door, you know, getting your footing. New ways to connect, you know, offering a new love connection. You could be, you know, wanting to take someone out on a date. This could be also just new friendships. You know, this could be just newness. Streams of thought, you know, streams of thought coming in to help you gather data. You know, we don't want to think too much about this energy. That's the thing. We don't like we don't want to think too much. You know, we want to be carried away by the dream that's in our hearts. That's what I would say about this. And yes, I just wanted to make this video and give you guys a perspective on how to utilize this energy. I'm very, very taken aback by the energy. You know, I'm very, very taken aback. It's almost like, okay, this is the last thing I'll say about it. It's almost like as soon as you ask the question, the answer is right there. Okay? The truth is the lie, and the lie is the truth. Take that as you will. All right, deep sea swimmers. This is your new moon in Gemini video. And it's going to be magnificent. This is going to be magnificent. Magnificent. It's going to be effortless. This new moon is going to see you planting seeds of effortlessness. Effortless. Take it for how it is. I'm certainly hoping for higher and hoping for greater. And I'll see you guys on the next voyage. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Poseidon of Deep Astrology. Peace, love, and light to you. See you next voyage.